Still working on those episode titles and numbers, as you can see. But I think we're good now. Microphone is lit, so that looks good. I was having some issues with a bunch of things earlier. But I think it's sorted now. Although some of my inputs are off. Yeah, you can hear my microphone now, which is good. But for whatever reason, the music is turned off. Okay. Interesting. Let me go ahead and close YouTube Music. And reopen it. Hope everybody's having a good night. I've put a little bit more work into the app since yesterday. So. Cool. Cool. Think Kev plan for the mic check. There we go. Now is the question is the alert box and the chat box still, if those sounds still active, but I guess we'll see the next time we get a chat message. I have noticed, all right, so here, let me show you what I've been working on. So most of this is the same as yesterday. It's been good, man. Just getting a little bit of work in, or a little bit of time in the app, or time on the app. I'm heading back to work tomorrow, so it's going to be an earlier night tonight, but I wanted to get some stuff done, and wanted to show off some of the stuff I've been working on. So I've got this new planning session to where, like, I've planned this stream, and it builds out the description. This is cool because I can come here and generate this with AI now. So I've got in my settings, I've got it set up with Anthropic. Cool, which are nice. And once it's connected with Anthropic, because it just uses your Anthropic account, so like you don't need to, it's not an API token or anything. And then once that's connected, then it allows you to basically use Claude within the application without like an API token. Just kind of building it under your own plan. But the cool thing is it allows me to build out this description. And another thing I added, so in my planning section, I've got past streams. So now that I've started this one, it's down here, and this is kind of like my current thing. So there's the chat messages here. You see, it's not separating it, and I just noticed that. So I've got that's a bug that I'll want to address, and don't have any events yet. That's like if somebody like likes or follows or something like that. But transcript, so yeah, this is the live transcript, so it's basically listening to what I'm saying right now. It's using Whisper to do that, and it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. But then with this transcript, we'll have to go back to planning and say, like, this is, let me go to episode 3. I don't think I have an outline. Yes, I don't have an outline. I do have a transcript. So this is the entire transcript from that stream. And what I want to do is come in here and say generate outline. So I want to produce some notes on that stream of what I talked about, what I did, etc., etc. Let's click generate outline, and it'll use my connected Claude account to build the outline. This takes it can take a minute or two. Usually pretty quick though. And you can see there's a status down here too. So if you go to another page and you're browsing around, you can click this and it'll bring you back to the outline as it's generating. Some other things I want to add too are just some general skills. So that way you can kind of edit your prompt, edit the style that this is produced. Okay, so here we go. So episode 3, late night app development. Building stream producer, talks about the app. Fantastic. Create the repo. Planning. First look at scaffolding. Episode 4. So I don't have a transcript for episode 4. And one of the things that I was working on too is trying to get this so that it would transcribe and not break my live transcription. So I want to see if this is working. So, okay. So it's transcribing there, and it actually looks to be going pretty quick. So if I go back to my broadcast and go to transcript, let's see if it's still transcribing me in real time. Yeah, it looks to be still working. But I did notice that when I came to this page, my transcribing down here seemingly stopped. Oh, we'll let that go. We'll let that sit there. Not sure why it stopped. Looking back at another video, so... Oh no, it looks like episode 1 went away. Because it got deleted in Twitch. Well, that's something we gotta do. Or fix. So, let's bring up the old trusty text editor. Let's say when we download and index videos from Twitch, we should retain them long term. Twitch will automatically remove past broadcasts and we'll need to save these locally. So if we have a Twitch video that is indexed and it is no longer available on Twitch, we should just update our local display to include a local only, or just a local tag. When a video is local only, when we are on the past stream display page, we should see an option to delete the past stream, but we should have a verification. And then, let me see. Okay, so I still have episode 1 here. So let me do this. Let me get the directory. And it looks like we have, we now have missing data for episode 1. Please reference for the manifest and video file for episode 1 and re-add it to the local database. SQLite database and set it to be a local backup or a local instance, I guess. All right, so I'm gonna copy that, and I'm gonna go back over to. Actually, wait, I'm not even. Let me double check this. I don't think I'm. There we go. All right, so let's go over here, and we are still in Fable 5. So let me just do a quick reset. And I have 2 windows open, so I get really crazy tonight. Okay, so let's just paste this in here. And where was that line break? And it looks, yeah, there it is. There. Probably should have given it more context as far as where it's actually building, but yeah, that stinks. So I lost episode 1, and I think I lost a thumbnail too, I guess. So I need to figure out a way to set a thumbnail, which I need to do that anyway, so it's not a big deal, but something to still consider. Well, my transcribing is still going, so it's 9% now, so I guess that's good. We have 2 viewers. Cool. Project, so this is a new thing that I added. I still don't like this name. I'm probably going to change this. But this is just a place where I can save like files, assets, logos, create documentation, if, you know, for the project. And that would be tied to like probably the GitHub review, so I'll probably try to do something here. I was just throwing something together quickly, but got projects now, and then planning. Planning is cool, so if I want to plan a create mode. Let me see here. Custom MCP server. Yeah, similar to yes. I guess yes is the short answer. I've heard it described a lot of ways, but yeah, it provides tools that can be defined, and a tool can be really anything. And if you're learning how to do that, yeah, you're actually joining at a great time, because that's what I'm going to be doing tonight is extending my application to have basically tools that are available to an MCP server. This is a Wails IO application. It's built in Go. It's kind of, think of it like a Go-based Electron, but it's this is an application that itself will run as an MCP server. I've got it connected to my Claude account, so this isn't like an API token sort of deal. You know, you're using your pre-existing account, and when you set that up, like it'll make it available to Claude Code, Claude Desktop, Claude Cowork too. There's, probably won't get to it tonight, but there's also a concept of a skill broker. So like the application itself will have a bunch of what I usually call system skills, but it'll allow it to sort of bake in the instructions on how to use the application to, like, you know, really deep detail. And then whenever, like, you first connect, so like I've just got it set up to where, you know, I'm logged into Anthropic right now. So, you know, when I've connected to that, I can you know, connect there, but there'll be a separate MCP connection. I usually like to do these like one-click installs, so like it'll configure your you know, settings files and everything that you need for Claude Code and Claude Desktop. It'll just handle it for you automatically. It'll create like a secure connection. It'll create like a token automatically, and it's only available on your local machine, like on the your local environment. So it works great with Claude Code, Claude Desktop. It's really fast, but what it allows you to do is, because I've built this application and it connects to a lot of things. Like this is my sort of my stream manager. I'm just getting started with it. This is only episode 7, so I've been trying to build out. Think of like indexing all of the data. So I've got it connected to Twitch. I've got it connected to YouTube. I have this the broadcast. So like in transcripts, you know, it's listening to me in real time. Although I'm having issues with my transcribing, so that's a problem. But this is also transcribing a past stream as well, and that was one of the bugs I wanted to test tonight. Was did I fix that? Because only real great way I have to test it at the moment is if I'm live. I've got to fix that down the road, but anyway, that's kind of in a nutshell. This application does a lot of stuff. I mean, it helps me like plan my streams, and like I come in here, I can build a plan for my next stream, and I've got to also, because I'm connected with the Anthropic account, I can generate, you know, based on my transcript, based on the chat, and just sort of what I was working on the previous stream. I can sort of plan what I want to do for the next stream, and you know, next stream will be episode 8, episode 7 now, and it'll come up with a title, description, and you know, provide all the. This is kind of where I ran into some issues, I think, when I was getting started this stream. This didn't quite work like I expected to. So, but hey, that's the point, is to sort of build this thing live and show these little issues along the way. Some other earlier challenges that we ran into were like how many calls we were making to YouTube. So like we were hitting the API limits pretty quickly. So being able to optimize those calls and just keep the API happy, or at least access to it anyway, without hitting your daily limits. So there's a bunch of things. Also got to connect it with OBS. So I mean, OBS is pretty dope, but this is kind of just like a quick overview, and I can set like, this is the camera, this is what I'm using for music, this is what I'm using for my microphone, and it like connects down here, and I can track it out here. But the cool thing is that because everything that's in this application, it's now going to effectively be available as a tool. So I'm trying to build all these tool endpoints first, you know, all these things that are connected and all of that. Then I create the tools. Once the tools are created, then they have access to basically all of these features. They can turn it on, they can turn it off, they can add them, they can create them, they can do whatever I tell the tools to do. I mean, like, you can go crazy with it. You can build hundreds of tools, thousands of tools. I mean, like, you can go, well, you kind of want to keep it within reason, and that's where the skills come into play, is because once you start having a lot of tools, you need to be very specific, like how you use them and how they're being used, you know, with each other and everything. So that way you're not having to provide a lot of extra context in order to use a thing. It's just, it can provide sort of, like, the way I usually do it is like, once you connect everything, like the MCP, then there's just like a copy paste thing that's like, you know, here's this application, grab these skills and these system skills, and the system skills kind of bring in the high level, like, this is how you use the application. So then it knows kind of what you're doing, or at least it knows sort of in common language what this is. And you would usually tie that to a project, and then there's this is all future stuff, but then there will be like a slash command. So if you're in Claude code, you can just run the slash command, and it'll sort of initialize that session as like this application session, and when that happens, then it's the same deal if you're setting up like desktop, but it allows you to effectively control this from AI, and eventually I want to create like a loop. So like, because I gotta figure this part out too, because I want to still be able to transcribe past videos from my streams while I'm still live, because I want to be able to do this a lot, or do this simultaneously. And I'm still working this out. I mean, I've only noticed it was an issue last stream, and it's kind of only a problem when I'm actually streaming. So yeah, I'm just able to test it now, but it'll like oscillate. So it's taking this video that I've downloaded from my past stream, and it's building out a transcript, and there's like a chat and everything too, even though I didn't have the unified chat built yet. Currently it is. So if you come to, or if I come to see the current stream and come to chat, yeah, see, I can see your messages here, and it unifies everything. So like, it's showing past events, but this was from the previous stream, and there's somebody on YouTube, so it's like combining YouTube and it wouldn't just be the two. I mean, it would be whatever you connect. I only have YouTube and Twitch currently, but I want to extend it to like every platform that I can. But yeah, the AI would control all that, and I want to actually create like sort of, because I'm doing this live transcription, well, allegedly, once that's fixed, I'll be able to kind of have a, it's like a voice assistant. I'll be listening, and I have like a wake word and do all that. So I'm still transcribing just to be able to get all of the, what I'm saying on stream, and then it'll just be basically capturing that data, and then I'll just be looking for like those wake words, and from there I can give it commands and that sort of thing. But I also want to create bots again in the chat. So like there'll be things that with these projects that I'm working on. So this is one project. I do this sort of stuff. I've been doing this for a while. So this project is a new one that I just started to start streaming, because I wanted to just sort of show the process of how I approach problems with AI. I mean, there's lots of ways to do it. I mean, there's different levels of how deep you can go. Creating MCP servers is pretty fun. I've built quite a few applications, and this is kind of like the 7th or 8th evolution of a certain concept that I have, and so I'm kind of have a little bit of a head start. Now, not specifically with like content creation or streaming or anything. I've been doing it from like a web development perspective, but I've had an interest in this for a while. So yeah, just sort of combining that, and part of it too is like I don't have a whole lot of time to stream, and I don't have a whole lot of time to create content, so I'm trying to build an application that makes that easier. So being able to capture all this stuff, like the transcripts, the chat, what I'm doing, being able to download the videos, like all of that stuff leads to being able to eventually take these. I used to create like content, but not very much, as you can see. It's like 3 videos, and they're kind of terrible. But I want to be able to create more, and I want to be able to sort of create that in the vein that AI content creation, or just the software development. There are a lot of things I want to cover, but if I can have these transcripts, then the idea is like I'll be able to come in here and create a plan for these past streams to create video based on the transcripts, and because I have access to the timestamps and transcripts and all that stuff, it'd be able to, in theory, help me create some of the like short form videos and that sort of thing. Yeah, exactly. So like, you make the content, and as you're doing the content, it's sort of training itself to do that. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Not pretty much. There's a lot more to it than that, but yeah, essentially. And I've got this project section too. I'm probably going to change. This application, I call it Jax. It's kind of dumb. I'm probably going to change the name, but that's what I got for now. And with this, like, this is just sort of I don't have anything in here yet, but like where I want to describe the project, the assets, the files, that sort of stuff, documentation. So I'll be like markdown files, and you can create hierarchy and all that stuff, but it's all open source. It'll all be on GitHub. You'd be able to follow along. You'd be able to like download it, try it out yourself, and do all that. So, but sweet. Thanks for the follow too, by the way. You know, I've had this feature here to like have the events in this application for like 3 streams, and I haven't been able to test it yet. So I could probably build something to test it, but this was more fun to do it live. So sweet, man. Appreciate the follow. Yeah, it looks like my transcription is still stopped. So that's fun. But I want to get into the MCP server. So like that's where I want to start. And because one of the things too is like I usually start from the beginning with the MCP server, like kind of building it after the fact. It's not a problem. It's just that now there are a lot of features that I would have to sort of go through and identify as being something as I would want to make it as a tool. So that's kind of how we're going to approach this, is that we have this application. We want to create an MCP server for it. We want to expose a bunch of tools, and to start with, we just want to sort of audit everything, see what's available, and based on what's available, what does it recommend? And by it, I mean Fable 5, but you know, what it thinks we need. So we'll do that, and let me see. Okay, so actually before I do this, I've sent this last command. In episode 1, I inserted the snapshot that directly into there. Okay, cool. Also added that. Cool. Local badge. Alright, so I got ahead of myself a little. I'll go ahead and delete this, and we'll get ready to do that. But let me restart and see if that's... stream is there now. Aha, there we go. Episode 1. Sweet. There's my price of hamburger. What? That's funny. Whispered's not very great if I'm not like right up on the microphone. And I've been like slouching, and it's funny to see how it like fills in words. I gotta remember that, but local copy only. This is not exactly what I had in mind, but I guess I'll take it for now. I might move that to like somewhere up here or something. But we got it back for now, which is the main thing. And I still got the metrics from Twitch, which is cool. There's our current stream. Oh, sweet. Yeah, man, let me know how everything sounds and looks, and yeah, appreciate the follow and appreciate you hanging out. But yeah, we're gonna get started. I was just going to test, and it looks like everything's good, so I'm going to go ahead and give this a restart again, and going back to Claude code. I opened up two, I'm running clear. Actually, I mean to do that. /clear. Sear. Clear. I normally develop on Mac OS too, so I'm getting a lot of like accidental key presses and stuff, just between the difference of OSs. But Windows isn't bad. Usually when I'm using Windows, I'm still using Linux, but in this case, I'm actually on Windows and using it on the actual Windows machine. But eventually this would be set up for cross-platform. So Windows, Mac OS, and Linux, it'll be available for all. It's really just a matter of how you build it, because that's the beauty of Wails IO, is that it's cross-platform, so you can build it for multiple platforms. All right, so let me go back here and type this. So we want to audit our current application. So let's review our, actually let's audit the entire application classes, all features, workflows, and models, objects, and call to actions to develop the weird part, to create an assessment. That's misspelled. Assessment. I still don't know. Anyway, create an assessment on what MCP tools that we can make available for our application. The MCP server. There's more you'd want to do with this later too, because there's like certain protocols and versions that you would want to target, but to kind of get everything going, I'll just omit that for now. Server should be run from our application binary. And see, part of it is, you know, creating the tools and exposing them, but the other part of it's like connecting it. So like I would want to, in this AI section, I want to add maybe if I click Anthropic, it like has the configure here. Yeah, I like that. So I want to make it simple. Okay, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm going to extend this to have basically some calls to action, some forms, some submission handlers that will basically configure Claude Code and Claude Desktop to use this application as an MCP server. That's just like one click install, and if you make any changes, like you click it again and it just like updates the configuration. But I'll show you here. So connect Anthropic. So let's come back to our, we should have a setup for connecting Claude MCP, or connecting the MCP server for Claude Code and Claude. Actually, Claude Code and Claude Desktop using the same split button. This CTA button should be presented in the modal that is presented once we have connected to an Anthropic account. When the CTA is pressed, we should update the configuration files needed for. Oh, actually, there's another piece I need to add too. So here, I'll finish this thought here. So when the button is pressed, we want to update the configuration files needed for Claude Desktop and Claude Code. But we need to verify that we are only inserting the configuration and preserving any custom configuration that may already be present. If the configuration, or if our configuration is already there, then we should update it with the latest information. When we connect to the connection, or the MCP connection, should use a generated secure token to authenticate the session. And this token should be automatically created and used for both Claude Code and Claude desktop MCP connections. And the point of this is just to add another layer of security. I mean, it's the connection's just local, so like there would be some like attacker or something. It would need to be on your network. But I mean, if this were ever to gain popularity, I mean, like you could theoretically have something on your network that's looking for it, presumably. But you would want to. It's just an extra layer of security I like to add. The tokens should be visible in the section and should be able to be recycled. When they are recycled, there should be a check on the when they're recycled, the configuration for Claude Code desktop should be automatically updated with the latest key, and a message should be displayed to the user notifying that they will need to restart their application. All right, this is a lot, so we're going to want to just pop this in here. And crap, I forgot. I've got to add some custom line breaks for whatever reason. Commander or whatever, PowerShell or what, it's just not respecting line breaks. And then the MCP connection. Okay. All right. So we'll let that ride. And what is this one? So here. We'll rename this tab just so we don't lose it, which one we're working on. So we'll rename this tab to just be MCP. And while this one is working, I want to take a look at this application because there are a few things that I noticed. Our tokens with our OBS, so that's smart sources. These modals, when you click that, for one, they reset focus, and that's really annoying. So I want to, with this other tab, I want to fix some of these bugs. And we'll let this ride. This will probably go for, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes or so, if I had to guess. I'd be curious to see what MCP tools it thinks we should use. And but that'll be the back and forth. So like I've built the application, I kind of know what it's doing and what I'm intending to use it for. So I'm able to sort of finesse what that list would be. And then once it's there, once we kind of land on, you know, a list that we want to agree on, then it will go and build it for me, and then from there I'll just go and test it and make sure it does what I need it to do. But for now I want to work on these episode numbers though. Well, what is that? So okay, so let's fix this first problem. So the modal and smart sources. The modals and smart sources when selecting a text input area, the mouse focus, or wait, what is this? The focus is lost from the text area for some reason. Can we remove the modals and just make the custom tokens and the edit forms for the existing tokens use their own age and route? And so what I'm trying to do here is when I edit this, see how it pops up. It's for whatever reason, it's not allowing me to like keep typing, and it's really annoying. So I have to like copy and paste it and do that. But this is sort of like the first problem that I'm working on. I'm trying to get the I've got this scene that at the beginning of my stream that has like the episode number and the title of the episode. This kind of fits the theme, but it's just putting the raw episode ID when it should be putting like a label there. It's not changing or updating the content as it should. So that's what that is, and I'll work on that. That's next, but first I gotta get this damn thing working to where it's not like unfocusing the text field, which is like really annoying. Be nice once this transcription's done too. That way. Oh, sweet. You said that a little while ago. Create and build, but I appreciate you giving some feedback on the sound. But yeah, I've got to figure out this transcribing thing. But this is the last one that I need to do that. Because normally it would just be transcribing, like from the live. And I would prefer to have the live transcription anyway, because if I'm pulling it from the video, then if I have any songs or music or anything that's playing in the background that that has, you know, lyrics, it'll be pulling that too. So cool. So let's see what the MCP. So we're at 5 minutes, 14,500 tokens. And if you're just joining, we are evaluating this application that I've built and auditing it and trying to let Fable determine what MCP tools we should make available for this. And this is an application that I built to sort of manage my streams, my content. It runs like transcript, you know, live transcriptions for me, downloads old videos, that sort of thing. The idea is to help me streamline content production, but it's also my project that I'm doing on air and sort of documenting the process of you know, starting from scratch. So we're on episode 7. Episode 1 it didn't exist, and you know, we've been building it as we go along, and yeah, it does a lot of things, and it's it'll be open source too. So I mean, it's already, you can go check it out and follow the progress, but it's on GitHub. It's a public repo. If you're interested, let me know in the chat and we can share the link. And yeah, this is applications here to just help me plan everything out, so I can come here and plan a stream. And it's like I'm on episode 7 now, so the next one's episode 8, and it'll predefine my categories and set up the stream. It'll also, so I have this generate with AI. What this will do is it'll connect with my Anthropic account. So I've got it set up with my not the API, not like an API token, but like just with my regular account. So I've got a max account, but this would also work if you have a pro account or, you know, different levels, teams, enterprise. max, but it allows you to connect to, be able to use AI within the application, and it kind of piggybacks your already existing account. And so like I've got it set up in a few places. So like there's with creating a new stream or planning a stream, you can generate the outline, and when you do that, it'll like look at the past stream from the past, or the transcript from the past stream, the chat, and just sort of kind of builds the next iteration of where we should be going with that. And you can edit it, so like you can request edits once it comes back, and you can highlight certain stuff and change it, and give it a title, and it'll kind of pre-fill everything for YouTube and Twitch. And once you save the plan, then whenever you come in the broadcast, like this is episode 7, you can go live with it, and it'll eventually it'll do more. I mean, right now it's not doing a whole lot. I mean, it's just sort of going live, but I would eventually like for it to be able to post to social media accounts and other connected services, Discord or something like that. But then there's a unified chat. It's like all different services that we're channels that we're streaming to, pulls the chat into one place, pulls in events, which looks like it's already lost that follow there, which is kind of a bummer. But yeah. So, but that's where we're at, and now we're building an MCP server, or Claude is auditing it. And what happened here? Okay, let me see if it fixed that one bug. Oh, okay. Because we're running multiple applications, it's still working, and it cannot compile because of this file that's currently opened. So we'll have to wait a moment until it's complete, and we can proceed. Okay. MCP stuff is still going through, but working enough here now. Cool. I forgot what they're actually working on with this other one. This was, oh yeah, the smart source. Yeah, see, it still opens it as modal. Yeah, it didn't fix anything. It didn't actually appear to change anything. So yeah, this didn't seem to change anything. Smart sources in OBS still open. The modal, as well as when we edit an existing source. Also a modal. I think it's at about 10 or 15 minutes, so I'm curious at how close that is going to hit. So far we're at 11.5 minutes, 53,000 tokens. Curious what my usage is too. As it resets on Tuesday. Oh. So that's my usage right now. 20% on my current session, which I haven't really hit that. I don't hit that ceiling that often. Just don't have a whole, like, a lot of time to sit down and sort of work in long extended sessions. But all models 26%, and Fable specifically is 42. That resets on Tuesday. So we're cooking with it. And it looks like we are getting close. With our MCP audit. I do have a hard stop at midnight tonight, folks. So 30 minutes from now, I'm going to have to call it a night. So I'm hoping to at least get this sort of working, because that would be very cool. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't be able to. I mean, it looks probably about to be there now. I'm not even sure. Is it actually trying to bill everything? No. Okay. Let's queue up the next message too, and this one's going to be a little more difficult to explain, but I've got this opening scene where it has like the episode number and description, and I'm trying to get it set up to where there's like a token that's within OBS that I'm trying to get it to like update programmatically. And it's just one thing I have to do. Like, it's kind of annoying every beginning of every stream. I just want to like automate that. And I got it, it's working, but it's like replacing the entire value rather than like just replacing the actual token, which is kind of annoying. So I'm gonna try to write a prompt for that. So let's, when we or for smart sources, when we update custom tokens in OBS, we should be retaining any custom text provided and simply replace or search replace the token with the value from the application. Simple. Okay, so that's done, and let me just go ahead and drop this in here. Let that cook while... So 15 minutes. Alright, almost 16, so I was a little bit off. But it looks like it's very close to being done. Or, it's very close to being done with the audit. And I didn't clearly specify it, but I'm hoping that it also understands to like go ahead and add the settings and all that stuff in order to connect everything. Okay, it looks like it's creating the tokens and has all the functionality for the settings that I requested. Or here's two anyway. We'll still need to test it, but I'm curious if it just went ahead and created all of the tools too. I was asking it to just create the audit. I want to know what it thinks, but we'll see. And this is something too, like it's not always that you have to nail it the first time, because you can always go back and change and iterate on this, and that's kind of the idea. But the main thing is just being able to kind of get a good footprint, and then you start using it, you start testing it. And as you're testing it, you might see where things fail, you might see where things work really well, you might get ideas for other tools that you want to create, and then you just kind of go from there. You just go, wire everything up. But then once you build the tools, you really need to think about the skills that will be associated with that. It's not going to be tonight. It'll probably only be tomorrow, or the next stream, but it'll be soon. We'll look into the skill broker, which is basically a way for to distribute agent skills. And the cool thing about agent skills is that you can manage all your skills from the application, and because it's managed there, and you have everything connected to Claude Code and Claude Desktop, you don't have to maintain two separate places for skills. Like normally, if you use Claude Desktop, you have to go into the settings, you have to add the skills, and it's really annoying. If you use Claude Code, there's a different way to manage. There's like two separate ways of managing them. But the cool thing about the skill broker is that it just distributes them automatically. So you just by having the application set up, it's able to sort of pull those skills in. Ooh, okay. I'm gonna drop that, eh? Okay, I'll live dangerously. Yeah. So you just want to get it set up to where you can, get it working, start testing it, and once you kind of find it working well and kind of figuring how you use it and how you would expect the workflow to be, that's when you start working on the skills. And once you have the skills set up, then you work on the broker, and then it gets fun, because then you have like the general system skills of how to use the application, but then you can kind of start developing your own custom styles and things that you would want to do. And I want to be able to bake that into the application as well, so that way because everybody will use it a little differently, but being able to sort of create those skills and sort of personalize it for everybody would be really cool. And this technically would work with codecs as well. Like if you're using ChatGPT, I just typically focus on Claude and the Anthropic ecosystem. But that is on the roadmap down the road. It's getting full support with everything. So, okay, cool. So we are back, and it should be resuming at 60%. Cool. And let's go to my settings, AI. If I click this, hey, look at that. So there's my token. Replace. Not connected. Now it's connected. Okay. Now I don't. What did it trace for tools? Did it create tools yet? All right, we can. Okay, let's first see this. So, the way you would do this is you would just close. Sorry, I'm like bouncing back and forth between monitors here. So we would go to exit. And yeah, so that should be good. And we will restart. And what we want to do is go into the settings, go to connectors. There's jacks. Go to Ability does that now? It's just connectors now. Yeah, here we go. So here's all the tools that I created. So get app status, get live streams, get past streams. Yeah, man, Claude's awesome. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it, and that's probably the tip of the spear as far as like frontier models. I actually do want to connect Gemini up with some of this too, specifically for either Gemini or Codex or. But I need better image generation, so Claude doesn't really do all of that. I need like thumbnails and some graphics and stuff like that. But yeah, so like we've got our connectors, and get stream chat, get outline. Let's go ahead and allow approval on all of these. Say, wait, let me delete plan stream, list videos, get videos, this project. So I could get live stream series, get live streams. There we go. So let me close this. So now that we have our connector, see it's turned on. Actually, I'll turn off these other connectors just so it's only that one. Just jacks. Using jacks, what live streams are there? Wait, what did that thing say? Double the usage. Like went away right as I saw it. Okay. So you're currently live on both platforms, Twitch and YouTube. Awesome. Oh shit! Oh, I got the wrong. Why did it pull my wrong email address? For Gravatar, or right, wrong image. The image is like 20 years old. Cool. So we're connected there. And we've got our token, and basically it just sets everything for us. I've simplified it. Usually I would like put the configuration, you can copy paste it here, but like you got a button that you can click that just sets everything up. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people would prefer that. I know I do. So that's, but if, yeah, people want to have it, I mean, just let me know. You can add it, or I mean, submit a pull request. Yeah, you can do that too. But cool. So we've got some tools. It seems to be working, and yeah, pretty dope. Yeah, and I'm looking forward for you to hang out, man. There's got a lot of stuff planned for the stream, and yeah, I want to be able to support as many tools as I can, and I'm trying to kind of go to the least common denominator. Like, I don't want somebody to have to go and like pay for API tokens or anything like that. So I'm trying to get it set up to where it's just used as like, if you already have an account, you can just piggyback onto the account that you already pay for, and set it up that way. And I'm only getting started with this. I mean, like, once I've get the this whole transcription thing sorted out, the old trusty text editor, and my transcriptions work out better, there'll be some more cooler stuff. And like with the chat itself, I want to have some bots. I don't have anything in here right now, but they'll be cool. I mean, they'll be like watching the chat, watching the transcripts, and sort of developing the documentation sort of as we go, but also be helping me plan for creating videos and things like that. And we'll test it. We'll see. I'm curious of how good we can get automatic video creation working, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, so that's pretty cool. And so we've got, let me go back in here and look at connectors again, and look at jacks. We get stream outline. Generate stream outline. Okay. So do I have one for this stream? I don't think so. That's a broadcast. I got a planning. Yeah, see, it doesn't have a full transcript yet. I need to have download it, I think, before it creates an outline. Let me see. There's stream 6. I already have an outline for 6. I need an outline for 5. I got a transcript. Don't have any chat. We'll do that. So we'll say generate a outline for episode 5. Can you generate an outline for so listing past streams? Found it. No outline yet. Generating one. Sick. And this is using Sonnet 5. Which, I mean, I would expect it to be fine. Like content and stuff, it's great. Cool. Episode 4. So I don't have a transcript for 4, but that's what I'm transcribing now, I think. Yeah, no transcription for 4. What do we got for 3? I got an outline for 3. Do I have one for 2? Yeah, 2 was a tricky one because there were multiple broadcasts with this one, and this basically was just me testing out, just testing the stream, like just basically getting it working. And there were a couple times I like went live and had to restart it, and you know, this application groups them together, so like, you know, they're different broadcasts, but the idea would be if you like start and stop and for whatever reason in the middle, you know, and had 9 minutes at the beginning and had 41 after that, so I wanted to like keep it together. And I don't have this transcript for it yet. I need to outline 2. I got the video and I just need to generate it, but I'm gonna let it finish doing its thing there first. And we'll see episode 2. Oh, that was episode 2. And episode 1, we have a transcript. We don't have an outline. We don't have chat. So I'll generate the outline here. Oh yeah, I gotta fix that. Oh, that looks awesome. And really, the next steps on the MCP server would just be to continue testing. I mean, just go working through the tools, seeing how they work, seeing where they fall short, and then trying to build things that complement it. So, like, one of the things I like to do is be able to quickly copy and paste this. So instead of having to do that each time, I could make like a quick copy and paste thing where I can just click that and it just copies the page title, and that's helpful. And yeah, I could do it for all of the titles, really. I mean, that's not a big deal, and that would be pretty easy to add, and that just helps you quickly identify pages, routes, or information. So like with this one, I really need to have a edit form, but also a view, like model, or view display. Whoa. Okay, so what do we got here? MCP is done, and so is the smart sources now retain text. Okay, that's cool. So let me restart. Looks like both these instances are idle, so we gotta get something moving. So the events, the broadcast events, that's one. Let's see. So that was already done, run. Tab the events section does not retain events between application loads. We need to store all events and save them to our database and periodically sync to get latest information from all sources. Event lists should be unified across all streaming destinations. Destination channels, maybe. Okay. I'll put that one here. MCP. So let's look at these tools. Let's see if we can find anywhere we can extend these tools. Stream chat, generate stream outline, the planning. Transcript download. Download. Video download. List downloads. We need to make sure there is a tool that will allow us to initialize a download of a past stream. List routines, get routines. Okay. So I guess another thing I want to add now too is with the application itself. So I restarted it and we go to 7 minutes where I got the bounce. We have this videos planning. I want to add a new CTA for past streams called Plan a Video. In the section of planning, I would like to add a CTA similar to plan a stream before plan a video. That allows us to plan a video similar to how we plan a stream. But instead of a live stream, it will be for a long or a short form or long form video. And when we create video plans, they should appear at the top of the videos page route. Similar to how the planned streams appear at the top of the broadcast page route. Okay, so let me go back into both of these cooking. Okay, so I just got one ready now. And 5 minutes left. I don't know how far down this road I'm going to be able to get, but we'll see. We will see. Still transcribing. I gotta figure something out about that. Maybe just create like a daemon or something that whenever I'm offline, it just grabs it and starts to, you know, just works through all of them and just kind of makes sure that all the videos are downloaded and all the videos are transcribed. But I need to add some like logic to it as well, so that way it's, you know, it doesn't like fill up your disk or anything like that. Or at least some guardrails to it that are in the settings. You can turn it off, but I'm going to need to condense some of these labels too. Maybe like instead of on 2 channels, I'm going to have like just 2, and then have the logos for YouTube and Twitch, or just whatever's connected. Transcribing could just be transcribing. I gotta make a instead of having this link straight to the page, just have it pop up with a status and it has a link to the page. And the same thing with mic, music, and camera. You click it and then it just shows like mic, and maybe you could show the level or something. I need to check to see, because like I can see my microphone level right here. So that one issue where like the source breaks and for whatever reason it's like I'm not muted but like nobody can hear me. I need to be like checking this periodically, and whenever that happens I need to like show an alert or something. So that way if it happens and nobody's here to tell me about it, or nobody wants to tell me about it, I can sort of self-identify it. That would be cool. Maybe that's a feature for the next stream. And we got 2 minutes left. And I need to build out this project section a bit more. It was kind of just a proof of concept. All these routines are pretty cool, but I think this might have been what broke my stream initially. Because when I ran this, I was like streaming on YouTube but not on Twitch, and then I reset with Twitch, and then I was streaming on Twitch but not on YouTube. So I gotta look into this again, but it's pretty cool. So like I'm coming here and I can set it to where it like updates the episode info. So this is where it goes through those smart sources and updates things in OBS. It applies the stream info, so like all the stuff from the stream plan, so like title of the stream, the episode number, all that stuff. Yeah, that gets applied to like the YouTube stream title and the Twitch stream title. It switches to my starting soon stream or scene, and then it starts. Basically, it's stream start. And then after it starts, it waits 5 minutes, and then it goes through. I've got it also connected to my stream deck, so it goes through. I've got a multi-action that like loops through a few different scenes, and I just have it running that. And then, yeah, so you save it, and so like if whenever I just hit start, it runs through this routine, and similar for the end stream. I'll test that a little bit and pretty soon, but with that, it will hopefully just kick over to it. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, looking at this, it should kick over to my intro to the video that comes in. It should wait 3 seconds, and it should just stop the stream. So pretty basic, but we'll see. We'll see if that works. So hopefully if I hit stop streaming, it'll it'll do that. I think, I don't know. So I haven't actually tried it live yet, so that's kind of the idea. It'll be funny if I just like click this and it just ends. So we'll see. You gotta hang around to see if that's the case. But I want to look at this. All right, so one of these is finished up. What was this one? Unified feed. Everything lands on one list. Ordered by time. Switch. Oh, sorry, it says the feed. So let me restart this now. I guess hope that the other window's not breaking anything. Nope. Cool. So what did it say? Data persistence. Unified feed. Okay, so let's the broadcast events. Oh, sweet. We should have the dates because it just has the times. Our event list items should also have the date, and we should have a show more for items older than 2 weeks. When we select show more, it should lazy load the remaining. The next, actually say the next 100 results. That way, you know, if somebody popular were to ever use this, they wouldn't hit show more and then it just like bricks because it's trying to choke like everything at once. But I don't have that problem, so. Alright, so, oh, we got some more MCP action. And the show more thing should be easy to add, so. I'm actually a few minutes late for my hard stop, but we'll let this run. Forehead stream. Alright, getting close now, and I don't think I've added this other command yet. No. That's Okay. So I need to do a few things. I need to first restart the app and then restart Claude Desktop. I would probably also want to test Claude Code to see if it connects, but I'll sort of assume that it does for the moment. But once this is done, I will drop this other command in here, and then I will restart the app and then restart Claude Code. Let's see. It picks up the new skill, and then what else do we have to do? Oh, we can download past streams via MCP. So I'll just be looking to see if that tool is available. Don't test it yet, but I'll probably test it offline just to see if it works. Or maybe, I don't know, I'll test it online probably later, but I do have to bounce as soon as this is over, and I wanted to drop in this last prompt just to let it run while I sort of end the stream and sort of close up everything over here. And the next stream we'll see if this worked, and we will look into just testing MCP, testing everything and make sure it works, and probably get into, maybe even try to get into the AI skill broker, because that's going to become much more useful now that we have MCP, because we want to be able to, we don't have to provide all this extra context every time we it's finished the command. So make sure, yep, finished in both places. I'm going to restart. But yeah, we don't have to like tell Claude how to use the application each time. We want it to know how to use it. So that's where the skill broker comes in. And I realize I'm tired. I was saying skill broker. I kind of slurred that last time, so apologies there. All right, so what are we looking at again? So we got the, I don't think we've added anything here. Nope, that's still the same. And we got what we're adding here. We'll go and restart Claude. Connectors, jacks. So we had 22 before, so now it's 26. That's a good sign. Good stream outline. Downloading a video is what I was trying to get. Yeah, download stream. Transcribe download. Sick. List download, save project. Cool. And yeah, I mean, we'll just be going through. So actually, download stream is the only one it looked like I added. Everything else is already approved. Cool. So we've got another tool. We've got 26 to start with. I imagine we're gonna have a lot more the next stream as we start building this out and testing it. So yeah, cool. So that's going to do it for tonight's stream. I'm Will, and I appreciate everybody stopping by. We are I don't have a schedule. I don't really have I try to go live in most evenings, but it just depends. I got, you know, family and small children, so a lot of times I'm passed out on the floor of a kid's bedroom, or my kid's bedroom this time out at night. So it really just depends. And this application, yeah, is being built to just sort of streamline everything. And yeah, I appreciate everybody for chatting and stopping by, the follows, the subs on YouTube. So yeah, we're streaming live on Twitch and YouTube, and links should be in the description. But yeah, we'll see everybody soon. And one thing I do want to test before we go out here is my stop stream. Wait, yeah, stop stream. So I want to be able to test this. What should happen is when I click this, it should kick up that stop routine, and it should just like go to the video and then fade to black and end the stream. If it doesn't work, then it'll just fail and I'll just bounce. So clicking this, I guess we'll see if I have a bug to fix next time too. So all right, folks, I'm about to see if it works. Hope everybody has a great night. Take it easy.